Okay, I'm thinking today I'm going to be implementing a little function to clear our stack control, stone control, and occupied field within our occupant class. Because if you can look here, we kind of falsify all of them here, and also here, and also here. So we can add legal move highlight to that code as well. And stack control, stone control. Okay. Just anytime we need a flush stack control and stone control and occupied, we can run that little function. So let's this might be a 10-minute programming day, a 5-minute programming day, because I'm really exhausted and I just wanted to get something done today. So we'll have a function called clear control. Okay. And the clear control function is going to take in an occupant. That occupant, we need 4 different values to modify 4 different values on that occupant. And it's all right here. Right here. Stone control, stack control, occupied, legal move, highlight. So this is what we need. Clear control. We'll take the occupant that we pass it in and modify the values of its field when we run that. So once we pass in an occupant, it'll flush the legal move highlight, the occupied, the stone control, the stack control of that occupant. So now all we have to do is run this occupant, or run this function whenever we were resetting that. So we know it's right here. We need to run it on this occupant though. So let us save that occupant. Then we actually run it on that occupant. So at least for our movement origin space, that should be working. Now we also need, look right here, movement origin row and column. We want to clear control on that movement origin row and column. And then right here again. Looking nicer. Okay. Okay, I guess let's test and see if it's working still. I think it's working. So we were able to save a couple lines there by using a function. I'm not sure what else I want to do today. I'm not really feeling much energy. Let's do the first step of our movement event 5, which, if we take a look at our notes, movement event 5 is second movement locked. So I'm going to say just adding this pseudocode here so we have a kind of guideline for what we need to do. Pretty straightforward. We need to remove this, and then we need to ask if movement event 5 so yeah, we need else if movement event 5, then what? Do we update our direction lock? We do our next move row. So we have our next move row, so we can copy our second movement row manually with this next move column. Do we lock in anything upon enter? Oh, you know what? We already lock it in. We lock in our second movement row already and second movement column. So I guess all we have to do is, like we did in this one, start to render our dark color. Which I'm not exactly sure where we do that. It should be called what? Move locked highlight. Are we setting our move locked highlight anywhere? Yes, we do it here. Where is this? This is movement event 3. We're saying if the mouse press. See, now on a movement event 5, we don't need to register mouse press. We just need to set the grid of our next move to be move locked highlight, because we know where the active grid is. We don't need to assign anything because we assign it at the end of movement event 4. So we should be able to say movement event 5. During movement event 5, the grid at our second movement. Yeah, the grid at our second movement. Move locked highlight gets true, so we render that dark green box. That's what this is saying. It's our second dark green box. We have to drop at least one stone, so we can take a look at our mouse stone here. I think I want to play the stone sounds upon placing in the stone, don't we? If we take a look at our sounds, we have a stone sound. So yeah, let's just do our stone sound whenever we drop or pick up a stone. I think it's just stone. Yeah, just stone. So we make sure on the other ones where we drop and pick up a stone that we're playing the stone sound. Here we go. Okay. Okay, we already changed those. I think we're good. So let's go to our movement 4 and get our dropping a stone logic. Here in a movement event 5, we're going to swap that to move locked highlight, and if down is pressed and we have a stone in our hand, we're able to drop a stone into not this first movement row, but this second movement row. Second movement row, second movement column. And we update it by itself, so second movement. Okay, then occupant index will get the grid of our second movement row. Yeah, okay, jeez. Okay, this should allow us to drop moves into our second movement now. So let's see if we can drop stones. Come on. This all needs to be indented. And then we need a end for our else if. No. Jeez. I don't even know. Maybe that's it. Okay, let's see if we can move into our second movement lock. So pressing enter does render it green now, and dropping it, we are able to drop 2 stones and not pick up any stones, but that is looking like it's working right. Now, in our pick up logic, we need the opposite. So it's a lot of the same that we did. I mean, all that was different was we're not checking for what we clicked on to be our spot, because our direction is locked in once we move in a certain direction. So here, down is pressed, if up is pressed, and once again this is second movement. This should be dropped in second movement. We'll see if we have that variable. We won't do it just yet, but we'll do it right after this. We already did the hard work for this. We just have to tell it to do it in a different spot than we used to be doing it. So we'll say that this is dropped in second movement. Dropped in second movement. And we'll make sure this is dropped in second movement. And we'll make sure we're initializing second movement so it's not garbage. Second movement dropped in second movement. We do initialize it. Do we set it upon a player reset? Dropped in second movement. Dropped in first movement. We need to also reset it to 0 for dropped in second movement. Now we should be able to pick up stones at our second movement. Okay, so here is our first movement. We can drop a stone, lock it in. Second movement, we can drop a stone. We can't pick up a stone. That's not working just yet. Yeah, we're not even playing the sounds of out here. We need to update dropped in second movement so that we can actually pick up a stone. Okay. Lock it in, drop a stone, lock it in, drop a stone. Now watch. Well, not quite. Where do we index a nil value? 826. Right here. Oh. This should be second movement row. Okay, lock it in, drop a stone, pick up a stone. We can't drop more than we have. Can't go into negative occupants, which is good. We drop in 1, we can drop 1, pick up 1, drop 2, pick up 2, drop 1. So that's almost locked in. Now, we can at least pick up and drop stones in our second movement, but we still have to do our check if off-grid, so that we need to know whether or not, if we would be in a nil space on the next turn, we know we need to force them to drop all their stones, just like we did with the first movement. We'll have to add that, and then we'll have to add all the different enter cases, which is pressing enter and still having stones left needs to advance you to movement event 6. Pressing enter and having no stones in your hand would swap the player turn, and pressing enter, I don't know what the third option was, but we'll figure it out. We got maybe about halfway done with our movement event 5, and it's really just using our same logic from our movement event 4, just with the correct spaces. So it's not too big an update, but at least we did something. I'm gonna say we did stone pickups / drop-offs for second movement grid, which is what we did. Okay, and then just get pushed that bad boy. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll have a better episode, a longer episode, and hopefully we'll finish movement event 5 by tomorrow, and then movement event 6 is basically the same as 5, just with updated spaces. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's like we're doing the same thing here. We're just dropping available stones and forcing them to drop them all if the next space would be off the grid. So we're making progress. We're at the end of the home stretch of this meat and potatoes of the game, which is stack moving. Then we can worry about how we figure out how to program a win state, which I got some ideas about, but I've never done anything like that before, and we'll have to figure it out.